Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Friday! Happy Friday morning, guys. Want to say hey to all my subscribers, new as well as seasoned. Got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Friday, guys. So, guys, let's jump right on in. So, what you're looking at is six things. I think I found this like on Google or somewhere, but six things that a narcissist will probably say to you. In fact, we can add 1,000 more, I'm sure, but for the sake of time, we'll talk about these six really quickly. We're going to read them off, and I'm then going to go back and address each one and kind of just add some additional things to it. All right, so number one, and of course you see this can also be for sociopaths or whatever, but let's kind of just stick with narcissists. But if your situation is different, plug in, get in where you fit in, honey. All right, number one, you're crazy. You have mental health issues. You need help. Number two, you're just insecure. You're just jealous. Number three, you're too sensitive. Why are you always overreacting? Number four, it was just a joke. Why do you take everything so seriously? Number five, you just need to let it go. Number six, you're the problem here, honey, not me. Sounds familiar? Okay. All right, so let's jump back and just kind of elaborate on each one really quickly. Number one, you're crazy. You have mental health issues. You need help. Oh, well, honey, let's be real here. Who really have the issue? Who really have the issue here, right? Now, just to clarify, right, mental health is real. So I don't even know why they're sitting here trying to even make a joke about that, right? Here's the thing. When they say it, right, they're just not saying like, wow, a lot of people struggle with mental health. It has just been a stigma, but a lot of people do, et cetera, et cetera. They're saying it in a way to make you think like you're cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, right? So they really want to pound that in your head. And they say it so much that if you're not careful, you will really start to believe it. This is why the narcissist can do something to you that is so clear as day that it's their fault. Maybe keeping the kids away from you and start this drama somewhere, or I don't know, you guys are at some type of function and now everybody in the function is just beefing with each other. You don't even, it's like, what is going on? Everyone was having a great time. Now everybody in here is looking at each other's side eye. The narcissist has already did something crazy, right? And throw the rock and hide their hand. And now everybody's just in this uproar and people don't even know how it started. All right, so those are just a few examples. So they've done something and it's obvious that you know what they did, and they know that you know what they did, that they will manipulate you and think like, what are you talking about? You're crazy. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even see anybody who's arguing. What are you talking about? I didn't keep the children from you. You just didn't show up. You didn't want to be a part of their lives. Well, I didn't invite you because I just thought you didn't want to be there. If you don't like me, then obviously you don't like my children. And they will twist your mind up so bad that when it's all said and done and you know you weren't the issue, when you walk away, after a few minutes, you will really start questioning, am I crazy? Am I overreacting? Is it me? You would really start to think that. And it was never you. You know it's not you, but they're in your mind. They got you tied up in that spiritual realm, and they know what they've done. They know they're the problem. That you're the crazy one, honey. You need help, honey. Number two, you're just insecure. You're just jealous. Now, mind you, these are the most insecure people probably on the face of this earth, right? They're empty inside. They have no emotions. Like they're empty. They're hugely insecure. This is why you'll see them going broke trying to buy this facade to show everybody that they can buy this and they got that, and they're spoiling themselves and they're spoiling their children. They're spoiling and going broke trying to do it because there's nothing internally. You're the insecure one. You're the jealous one. You attached yourself to empaths. You attached yourself to people with big, huge hearts. So who's really jealous? You attach yourself to people who don't stay down long. These are people that God continuously bless, right? Even when they fall, they get back up. They don't stay down long, right? Because God blesses pure hearts. So you're jealous of us, and that's why you're trying to attach yourself to us. You're the jealous one. You're the insecure one. We're good up over here. Trust me, we're good. We're solid. Number 3, you're too sensitive. Why are you always overreacting? Now, granted, if you can move them aside for a second, you probably are a sensitive person. Because remember, many of you here are empaths. They attach themselves. They target empaths. You may be a sensitive person because you probably have experienced some trauma. And that is probably why you have dealt with issues that would even allow you to allow someone to use and abuse you that way. So you may have some unaddressed traumas from childhood, rejection, abandonment issues. And so the narcissist knew that. In fact, they may have been that person in childhood who have caused you to be sensitive and overreacting, because things that they plug into your head very early on. So you really, really may be a sensitive person. Why are you always overreacting? You're really just trying to defend yourself, right? Because they've said this, they're doing manipulation tactics. They're doing things to hurt you. They're doing all kind of nonsense, right? So when you start trying to defend yourself, like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? So you're trying to defend yourself, but they're going to take it and make it seem like you're the one overreacting. And they know you're just trying to defend yourself. And this is why I always say it's a never-ending battle. So this is why it's best just to not say anything. Of course, it takes levels to get there, right? But you'll get to a point where you just don't say anything, because it's literally a spiral web. Every time you say or do something, they take it and use it against you, and then you find yourself back trying to defend yourself. It's a never-ending cycle. Give them nothing to work with. Number 4, it was just a joke. Sarcastic? Child, they will say something to you or do something to you, and they will target the area that they already know is a struggle area for you. Let's say there's a family function and you bring your children over, and your children are like, they're very well behaved. Like, you really, you got them. They're well behaved. They always look nice. They always, and you're at Thanksgiving, and they're going to say something to you like, you still spoiling them children, huh? One day they're going to such a, and when you listen, you're going to be like, wait a minute, who are you talking to? Because you ain't talking about mine, right? Girl, boy, it was just a joke. No. You're being sarcastic. And then they will pound that thing in your head. You take everything so serious. And now everybody's looking at you like, you know what? You really do take everything so serious. And do you not see this fool over here? Do you not see what? No, the people can't see it, because remember, they're operating in the spiritual realm. The narc is in the spiritual realm. They're doing warfare in the spiritual realm. The other people are just looking at y'all. I don't understand why everything's given. Y'all just can't be in the room for 30 minutes before. I don't get, what is the problem? And the poor innocent people, honey, they're just like, I'm just trying to enjoy my plate in peace. And you're just looking at, why can't y'all see what this person is doing? And now you are annoyed with the people because they won't defend you. Let me tell you something. This is something that it took a lot of people a long time to learn. Because what happens is you find yourself beefing with the people who won't defend you. Like, the narcissist may intentionally leave you out of something, right? And then the other people are there, but they don't even tell you about it, or they don't even look at the narcissist and be like, well, why would you have a whole retirement party and not invite your brother? So then you're like, you're on the narcissist side. Why wouldn't you tell the narcissist? Well, because remember, the narcissist already have these people on a leash as well. These people are even afraid to say something, because if they say something to the narcissist is now going to manipulate them. Oh, you just love them more. She was always your favorite. He was always your God. Now they have everybody mind spending. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to call you and say, you ruined the retirement party. Everyone was having a great time, and you just see, you always do that because you're always overreacting. You're just jealous. You ruined the party. I ruined the party because you intentionally left me out. You intentionally manipulated everybody there for if they feel sorry for me, you're not going to like them. And now I'm beefing with the whole room because they didn't defend me. And now you're getting a high off of that. You're getting a high off of that. It turns you on to see people hurt. It turns you on to see everybody in chaos. And you're the innocent one in the corner who started everything. And of course, we can take 35 different scenarios, much more, and plug it into the situation. But I'm trying to just give examples for each one. But of course, if you've experienced something like this, it may not have been a retirement party. It may have been your child's birthday party. It may have been a school function, whatever. But they intentionally did something to trigger you. And when you went off, honey, they were turned on. And now they got a whole supply from you to last them until they need another fix again from somebody. Sick. Number 4. No, I'm sorry. It was just a joke. So I think we talked about it was just a joke. Number 5, you need to let it go. So let's take the same scenario, right? Rather than they fess up and say, you know what? You're right. I'm caught in the act. I didn't tell you about it because I wanted to torture you. I didn't tell you about it because I knew it would bother you. But you just need to let it go. That's the past. Even though I hurt you, even though I tortured you, even though, I did all these things to you. Yeah, you're right. But that was 5 years ago. That was 20 years ago. You just need to let it go. So you need to let go of trauma triggers that has happened over, for some of you guys, a lifetime. I'm just supposed to let go of all the hurt, the pain, the resentment, all the issues that you've caused for 20. I'm just supposed to just let it go. And then if you're not careful, you will have other people coming to you. Because remember, the narcissist is now going to go to people with this sad face and puppy eyes like, such and such is just so mad with me, and I'm a changed person, and it's 85 years later, and she just won't let it go. And now what happens? You got people calling you saying, listen, y'all just need to such and such. Oh. Pump your brakes. Ho. Because where were you when this fool was torturing me? Where were you through these blood, sweat, and tears, and I was looking for one person to defend me? Where were you when your balls was between your legs and you couldn't tell the narcissist to chill out, right? Where were you? So you're not going to call me or write me or email me, send me a kite that says, just let it go. It's been X amount of years now. That's easier said than done. It's easy for you to say it because you're not walking around with these triggers. You're good. They didn't traumatize you. They just kind of maybe use you as a flying monkey. So the effects are, I don't know why that flying monkey always get me. I don't know what it is about that term. I don't know. So the effects are different. You only got like the residue, right? My good bro up over here. My good bro up over here, he can't even get out of quicksand. He got a receding hairline, honey. Yeah, he's broke because he's trying to fight these allegations in court. Like, no. You can let it go, right? But I'm gonna allow God to process me through this thing, and God will process me accordingly, and then I will let it go. But you're not gonna rush me into healing, and because you want it to look good that I'm back around this person just to be re-traumatized. The only person who's going to tell me to let it go and teach me how to let it go is my Lord and Savior. Period. Number 6, last one. You're the problem here, not me. So you've created a whole zoo, right, of a lifetime with everything and everybody, but you're not the problem. So if you're not the problem, why every time you love bomb, you're apologizing for something? But I thought you wasn't the problem. So why are you saying, well, I apologize for everything I've ever done? I thought you weren't the problem. Why are you writing letters to forget? I thought you weren't the problem. You're only the problem when you want to love bomb and you're trying to sucker somebody back in for you to put that venom in them again. Once you sucker them back in and you got your grips because now they've, forgiven you because another manipulation tactic that you did, now they're right back in. I bet you won't say you're the problem when you got them. It's only when they leave. All right, guys. So let's talk about why all of this is important, that you must heal. Yes, you must let it go, but it's not because your great grand aunt on your daddy's side want everybody to sit together for a family portrait. Listen, you guys always email me and say how when I laugh, you laugh, and okay, let me explain to you guys why I do that, because I know a lot of people are here. I'm a visionary, right? Of course. So on a lighter side of the visionary, when I'm not speaking about like destiny and seeing destiny and X, Y, and Z, it's more so less because when I'm saying certain things, right? 90% of the time, it's not me. The Holy Spirit is leading me. But 10% of the time, some of me get mixed up in there, right? Just for different reasons. But when I say certain things, there's a picture that pops up in my mind. So when I was saying that, I saw a picture of like this huge family in this portrait, right? Like one of those old-timey black and white photos in a frame. And there's like 35, 45 people in the photo, and everybody's just sitting there with these big smiles, and nobody can stand each other. But your great-great-grand aunt just wants you to smile for the cameras, honey. And you're sitting here next to the narcissist who tortured you all your life, right? Your Uncle Ramsey, done molest the whole family, and he's on the first row, honey. Your Auntie Cheryl done slept with her daughter's son. We go on and on and on and on. But just smile for the cameras, everybody. Child, please. Nobody got time for that nonsense. Nobody got time for that nonsense. We're healing over here. And of course, this is not everybody's family now. I'm just trying to make a point here, right? I'm just using this for an example. I lost my train of thought, honey. That picture just popped up in my head. I just lost my train of thought. So anyway, it's crucial for you. Oh, I know. I was saying that in the sense of you have to let it go and heal, not because your auntie wants y'all to smile for the cameras. It's because there's a destiny for you. And let me tell you what I got in my spirit. Actually, I got this a long time ago, and I'm living it now. But I got this long time ago, and then God brought it back to my spirit last night. Some of you, probably all of you, I don't know. Those of you who've dealt with a lot in your lifetime. This can be individuals. I'm just going to plug some things in here. When I say a lot in your lifetime, I don't mean like you had a bad season. I mean like you've been through hell and back since the time you were born. up until now. Like it's almost like you've been in fight and flight all your life. You've been in survivor mode all your life. You've always experienced some kind of trauma nonstop. That can be, let's say, starting from childhood. You were molested, right? Men are girl, boy or girl. You were molested. Then when you went to school, you were bullied. You were fat. You were black. You were skinny. You were albino fish. You was this. You was that. Torture. Then to be dealing with bullies at school, now you go home to siblings who don't even like you. So there's no escape. You're leaving from one traumatizing situation to go through another because you got siblings who are jealous of you. They think you're the favorite. They think you're this and you're that, and you're just trying to make everybody like, I don't understand why people don't like me. And now you're being overly nice, which develops that seed of people pleasing, right? You're being overly nice because you just want somebody to like you. Now you're tortured when you get home. So now you're hoping when you get back to school, somebody would like you. So now you're going to be nice. I'm going to give my lunch away. I just want somebody to like me because what's wrong with me? Which starts that seed of insecurity and confidence issues. What's wrong with me that people don't like me? So this is why I say when I speak to you guys about I haven't made one since my channel grew, but I speak a lot about self-esteem and confidence. Honestly, narcissism is not the topic. God just had me stuck on this thing here, but it's really more so less about healing confidence, insecurities, things like that. This is why I say it's so important to you when God starts healing you, because I get so many messages in regards to you guys are struggling with self-esteem and confidence. When I say things like you got to go back to the root, that's the root right there. That's the root. Where did it start? It started very early on. So now you're giving away your lunch, right? You're doing whatever because you just want somebody to like you. Now here comes abandonment issues. Nobody likes me, including nobody in my household. They don't like me. I'm abandoned. I'm rejected. I'm not good enough. You're just a child at this point. Not to mention, you're still dealing with these trauma issues from being violated. All this stuff on top of a child. And now, it doesn't stop now. It continues. I'm just going along. Now you're, I don't know what, in middle school. Now you've probably already developed some and you came into yourself. Now you're the pretty girl. And now the girls who are just as pretty don't even like you because they think you're pretty and they can't even see their own prettiness. And now you're just thinking, well, they didn't like me in elementary school. They don't like me in my household. Now they don't even like me at middle school because they think I'm so pretty. And I'm the one dealing with the insecurities because no one in elementary or in my household, they never wanted me. So why don't they like me because I'm quote unquote pretty? I don't even think I'm pretty. I think she's pretty and think I'm pretty, but I don't understand. And now you're dealing with this stuff. For some of my boys, maybe you didn't have like the best shoes, right? You got parents who spoil their children and they come into school with Jordans on and such, and you got on some Walmart Spider-Man. God, there's nothing wrong with Walmart Spider-Man shoes. I'm just saying. And you go back home and try to tell your mama that all the girls like the boys with the Jordan shoes on and why she got to put you in Spider-Man shoes and she's telling you, get out my face. She's shutting you down. She didn't explain to you, well, son, we can't afford it, but when mama gets such and such, I'm going to get you some Jordans for Christmas. Get out my face. She's shutting you down. And you wonder why men don't communicate. Some men don't communicate well. They were shut down very early. Get out my face. You look like your daddy. You're trifling like your daddy. You better be happy for the Walmart shoes because some people ain't got that. God. This is why a lot of people are now starting to do that gentle parenting. I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't have children. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I think it's let me this will go all the way left. But now this boy at the time, he's developing his own insecurities because the girls on the cheerleading team want the dude with the Jordans. The only girl that he ever really had this major crush on, he tried It took him everything in his power to try just to say one thing to her, ask her out or whatever. She rejects him. Because he got on some Walmart Spider-Man shoes with Velcro. Now he doesn't feel worthy. He doesn't feel good enough. He don't even realize that this girl is damaged because she's probably dealing with her own insecurities and jealousies and all that stuff, that trauma that happened to her. So she can't even recognize that you're a good guy with Velcro Spider-Man shoes on. She's attracted to the football player who's just, he got about 50 girls in the school. And now he's looking like, I gotta be the problem. So fast forward, because we can go all the way through high school, college, and so on. The point is, you've been traumatized non-stop. You graduated, you get married, she cheated on you, he cheated on you, non-stop. You got all kind of warfare against you. People are attacking you in the spirit, non-stop. And it's like, when do I get a break? And you're looking at other people and be like, do you know how blessed it is just to live a normal life? Not lucky, blessed to live a normal life, because I don't know what a normal life looks like. Those of you, you know what, Holy Spirit really got me personally, because this is all about the 6 things of a narcissist, but I'm going left here, so I'm going to stay on it, right? Those of you who've experienced that nonstop torture, that nonstop pain, that nonstop abuse, abandonment, rejection, betrayal, etc., nonstop. Let me tell you something. Where God is taking you, please, I beg you, please be in alignment. Please, please, please. The shift is here. There is something where God is saying, listen, I seen y'all. This group, I knew it was going to happen because I already knew the beginning from the end. And I already knew that I needed you to get hurt, rejected, abandoned, such and such, because where I'm taking you, when I start using you accordingly, you're going to be rejected for my name. So I need you to just take a hit, keep it moving. Don't take that stuff personal. This is why healing is important, because I don't want you to take it personal when you get there, right? Because you're not the problem. They are. But aside from me just using you, I'm about to bless your head off. I'm about to bless your head off. You will never have to work again. You will never have to cry. I'm going to have a wife, a husband, a boo thing, whatever, partnership for you that's just going to pour into you, who's going to serve you. It's your time to be served. Your confidence and your insecurities, there's going to be a natural grace for that thing to be healed right before I shift you. So this time, you don't have to be living in survival mode thinking somebody's going to hurt me. You're always on edge. Who's going to hurt me? Who's going to say this? I'm just going to go ahead and just believe and prepare myself and have a plan B. And, you've done that all your life. You ain't doing that in due season. God is going to reward you. Some of you are already here. This is why God is opening doors to financial freedom. He's opening doors to partnerships. He's opening doors to your soul tribe where you guys get each other. This is why a lot of people, when you find certain people, let me on YouTube, or a lot of you are here and it's just like, Kizzy, oh my God, I love you. And I'm like, I love you guys back. It's because we get each other. We don't even know each other, but we've experienced all that foolishness, right? To some degree. Where it seemed like no one got you, where you were always considered to be the outcast or whatever, which I still stand on that. I think being an outcast is a beautiful thing. I know some people see that as like a negative term. To me, it's like, let's say we march to the beat of our own drum, period. We don't move with the masses, period. We don't become the room because we are the room, period. Right? So I think an outcast is a beautiful thing, but you won't see it that way until you really get your confidence developed. You got to go back to the wound. You got to address that wound. You got to ask God for help. You got to say, God, I've been traumatized all my life. I need to heal because I know you have better for me. And I know that you won't release that thing to me. So can you tell me, can you help me? Show me the first step to heal. Because everybody's healing process is different. So your best friend might be sitting here trying to give you a whole list of what she did. Listen, God got to give you yours, but you got to ask him. Just ask him. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest here. Your world's going to get turned upside down. But it's going to be worth it. You got to get yourself in alignment to receive everything that God has for you. You deserve it. The best revenge is success, which in my definition is not money, right? It's just peace. It's happiness. It's an alignment. It's purpose. It's calling. You deserve it. And God wants to give that to you because he knows what you've been through. But Satan is going to do everything in his power to keep you from that. You don't want to sit in isolation because it's too hard, right? But that's a requirement. You don't want to heal because healing hurts, but that's a requirement. You don't want to let go of this relationship, even though you know it's toxic and it's hurting you. And God is saying you can't do it on your own. So you're going to have to ask me to step in. But you really don't want to ask him to step in because you know when you ask God to step in, ain't no turning back. No matter how much you cry to have it back, well, you ain't getting it back. Right? So you don't even want to ask God to step in because you already know what time it is. But these things are keeping you from due season. If you can I just wish I can take my little visionary mind and place it into your mind just for a second so you can really see what due season looks like. But really, you can't even describe due season in a word. It's a feeling. It's just a feeling of abundance, joy, peace, just like, wow, finally I get to just relax. Finally, I find the people who gets me and understands me. My soul tribe. Loyalty. Oh, you deserve it. Keep pressing towards the mark. If you truly want to get away from a narcissist, first and foremost, you have to even recognize that it's a narcissist, because I'm telling you, most people don't even realize that torture, that mental torture and agony that they're going through, you don't even realize it's a narcissist. It's almost like you're thinking like this, I don't know, this person is crazy, or they're a good person, but they came from a lot of trauma. They're a good person, but they've been in 15 different foster homes, and they're a good person. They just, even though they're killing me, and and it's a whole narcissist. So once you realize what you're dealing with, then you have to come in and ask God to say, God, okay, I now know what this is. Can you please show me what to do? He's going to give you some downloads. This is the hard part, right? And some of you have said what God called you to do in the comment sections. I heard some people say relocate. Some said even after they this is the crazy part. You can move to Japan. And these people are going to torture you all the way in Japan. They're going to find they just won't leave you alone. One of you guys described it so greatly in that comment section last night. I think you said they hate you, but they can't leave you alone. It's like they hate you, but they crave you. It's insane. So they will find a way to find you, right? So even when you get away, there's still lingering effects, but those lingering effects would start to fall off slowly but surely. But the key is you cannot respond. I don't care what they say, what they do. You cannot respond. You cannot be checking those social medias. You can't even ask somebody who y'all went to school with 99 years ago, like, how is that? No. When you have people calling you and saying, well, I think the person is changing you guys. No. Zero access that's the only way you're going to heal. You can't allow a pathway for these people. Again, this is why my heart breaks for people who have children with them. Because it's like, oh my God, how do I even, but God will show you the way on how to maneuver around that. Because just because you have children with someone, it doesn't mean this person have to always have access to you. I know when they're super young like that, please just ask God, because I'm sure there's a way, because God does not want his children to be tortured like that. So God will give you the direction to take. So once he gives you your downloads, transparent moment. Some of these things are going to drop you to your knees. Because you're going to have to cut off certain people who don't even have like anything bad, going on. Like, these are people who are innocent, but the narcissist will use, including their children, the narcissist will use the innocent person. So in order for God, like one of you guys was saying last night in the comment section that your ex, I think he has a great relationship with your mother, right? And your mother feels like, well, he didn't do anything to me. That's that hard part. That's that hard part. Because again, they're innocent people. The narcissist use them as flying monkeys. And again, the person don't even realize they're being used. Let me tell you something. If God steps in that thing in the only way that you might have to, not telling you this, sis, right? If you got to cut your own mom off to save your soul, if that's the download if, all caps, if that's the download he gives you in order to save you, you're going to have to be obedient. Now, that's not to say for a lifetime. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe at some point, then the flying monkey would finally realize, because now the narcissists have to attach themselves to something else because they no longer have access to you. So now maybe the flying monkey, who is the mother in this scenario, will finally realize that this person really is a narcissist. And then the mother will then have this aha moment like, ooh, now I see. So now the mother will cut the narcissist off, and God will probably say, all right, well, the relationship can be restored because the narcissist don't have access to you through this person. So it's heavy. It's heavy. And that's just one direction. He may tell you to pack up and leave your whole business behind and go here. Just whatever. Whatever he tells you, everyone will have a different direction for their healing process. But it's going to be probably the hardest thing you've ever done. Mind you, you spend a lifetime of being tortured. Sadly, it's become your norm. So many people this is why people are stuck in abusive relationships, that their self-esteem is to the floor. And they just feel like, I guess I'm just going to do it just for the rest of my life. Because I ain't going nowhere, because I'm comfortable. I'm used to it. I'm used to him calling me out my name. I'm used to him manipulating me. I'm used to him cheating on me and telling me I'm the problem. Like, I'm just used to it. I think there's a term for it, when you become accustomed to being abused, and it's just like, you're just part of my life now. But when God has, the one thing that will keep you pressing so hard, that even when you drop, you will crawl, is when God has given you a glimpse of your promised land, your destiny, your blessings, whatever. When God has given you a glimpse of that, then you know what you're pressing towards, and you know you got to, because it's so big. You have to. But for people who, and this is why, to ask God to show you your destiny, if he hasn't, because that will keep you pressing. That will keep you obedient to your convictions. Because you know where you're going is going to finally free you. It's your girl.